get the feeling today I'm going to be doing a lot of filming. I'm running around acting like I'm sort of supervisor, which is annoying. I'd rather be on a tractor, but trying to keep everybody set up, fix problems, give instructions, look at wet holes, all that good stuff. So we're catching up to Dad running rototiller. He's on the 2910. I always get them mixed up. Never mind, he's on the 2810. 2910's on the planter, he's on the 2810. And I guess we'll keep having big tractor power moments where we list out the horsepower. It's a 3-cylinder naturally aspirated at about 178 cubic inches, I believe. All covered in mud thanks to that mud hole back there. And I would call it about 40 horse, but it's 40 horse with ass. Not a Kubota 40 horse that's only a little bigger than the TC30. That is solely relying on engine RPM and maybe a turbocharger that once you get out of a rice paddy only has about, say, 29. I don't dislike Kubota. I just more get annoyed with the small foreign-made tractors making these big horsepower claims, but you don't necessarily have enough cast iron there to hold it all together and to put the power to the ground. Yeah, it's looking very dirty. We've got dust and mud. That's a really big, odd mix, I guess. Now we're pulling a 7-foot King Cutter rototiller, which is doing a better job now that it's more worn out. King Cutter did a fantastic job at putting many, many blades on the rotor down in there, but there's like so many, and they were so thick that when it was brand new, we weren't tilling as deep. But now that like it's worn in, there's more space between the blades, and it can get in the ground deeper. And I think it's doing a much better job, which I guess could be a good thing from an engineering standpoint, that with wear it works better. It's kind of like international tractors that after they're 30 years old and never been rebuilt, they're testing hotter than when they came out of the factory, so they wear in and get better. Dad is prepping this area for pumpkins. We're putting them out here next to the sweet corn, and I think we're going to do all the pumpkins on plastic just from a weed control perspective. We've seen in the past that we've planted them by hand through the planter, which is quick, gets it done, but I guess we are very against, by we, mostly Dad, is against chemicals on the pumpkins. And some of the chemicals can be hard to get in our area because there's not too many vegetables grown. And if there are, it's Amish, and they're doing it halfway organic anyways. So yeah, later we'll get some plastic laying. It's going to be a busy day. This is the first time this season we've made so much dust, like rototilling or tillage in general. Like, everyone's going to say, oh, wind erosion, it's going to blow away. Right now that's a problem I can deal with because that's usually not a problem. And he really got deep if he got mud on the snowplow mount. Jeez. So this is a tractor that I rebuilt in junior high with a lot of help from Dad. And, well, it still looks good for its age. Puts in a lot of work. Tractor has over 5,000 hours, and my goal is to take it up to 10 and hopefully not have to do too much work to it. See how tough these old Fords are. Which has taken a lot of abuse. They've had nick on them and they're still here and still running, so there's that. And someone's gonna ask where Nick has been. Obviously not here, and we haven't really had too many breakdowns, so that is fantastic. Really fantastic. It's been going smooth, other than the rain. this spring is that when we have been able to work, it's gone mostly smooth enough. Yeah, this mini swamp, see there's a tile that runs down towards those willow trees, and a while ago we dug it up the slow way with an excavator and put in new plastic to replace the clay. And Dad thinks this is where they ended plastic and it transitions back to clay, and it hasn't been dug up from here the rest of the way up, and that there's probably more tile collapse. I mean, there's so much pressure, and maybe we're low enough that the water is surfacing like a spring and giving a nice home for the frog down there. Okay, everybody look closely. I'm in a tractor. There's a little blue Ford, that big blue Ford way over yonder, and little New Holland. We got 4 tractors in one field. We're like one of those big tractor power videos in Western Kentucky, except we don't have a bunch of 400 horsepower John Deeres or whatever. We got a bunch of smaller tractors. But we're out here tearing it up. Something's happening, making dust, killing weeds. And, well, we gotta get the planter out here in a little bit. I'm running soil finisher on the 1086. It's still the same day as the corn cultivating video. There's the soil finisher. I haven't pulled this behind the 1086. I've never pulled it behind anything really that was two-wheel drive without duals. We're doing pretty good. I can't complain. I don't know. Just having duals on acts is like having a cultipacker of sorts before, you know, the finisher back there, so it, let's say, crumbles the clods ahead of this. We seem to be doing okay. We're not doing too much clod crumbling. We're just trying to level it out, break it up, smooth it off. And as you can see, it definitely leaves the grass on top to dry out, but we want to do that. We want to dry the grass out and kill it. Ah, yes, that marvelous time of day. Dad has made it out, the plant, the section I have prepared, and I still have a little bit of work to do over the ridge there. So I watched Dad pass by.